therefore on this note that we yet again call on President Bola A. Tinubu to follow the example of Atiku Abubakar, to clear the air about the doubts and kurukere about his past, just as we have done.
My country people, another video for Oga Tinubu don waka come back again for social media as another worthy video where this man take call Oga Tinubu kurukere. The wetin they do for kurukere, make you can't tell people the way they come out, can't talk their own for platform for Atiku, the school where Atiku go, how they take sign in 1973 for on Saturday, all the proof they bring out come out on the air. They say make Oga Tinubu also come out, come explain, come tell Nigeria, because he be the president of Nigeria, how it take be she in Chicago to come be he in Nigeria. They say if na market, Lagos market, now they for print the paper, now you go submit and go Chicago or submit and go one envelope, come bring out, come here, make you come tell person. Say na three of them na come out, so come tell people, say see the school Atiku go, how Atiku take do affidavits, take change the name to Atiku Abubakar. Make Oga Tinubu come out, come tell them, tell the whole world, tell Nigeria the real name and the school you go, how you take go that Chicago University. May you come tell Nigeria. Say na only three of them know na he come out. May Oga Tinubu see na a call, na they come talk the matter. May Oga Tinubu also come out, come tell people. Now this one, as I hear the kurukele for Oga Tinubu, with the carry pulley van, carry money they go. Nobody they ask them. May the kurukele come out, come wear shoe, wear igele, wear no tarapam. We want come for inside market again. No be me talk no. Me na shook my put as I dey bring a cough on so my country people.
On Sunday, spokespersons of Nigeria's former Vice President Atiku Abubakar held a press conference in Abuja to address allegations of forgery levied against Atiku by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's spokespersons, some of who claimed that affidavits backing Atiku's change of name in 1973 from Sadiq Abubakar to Atiku Abubakar were forged because they were signed on a Saturday. Well, during the press conference, Frank Shaibu, Atiku's special assistant on communications, brought forth evidence of affidavits signed on a Saturday in the same year in 1973 and challenged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to respond in the same way to allegations of forgery and other allegations levied against him. Shaibu also asked the president to confide in Atiku instead of hiring a horde of media aides to confuse the issue.
As a practitioner of democracy, especially someone who sits on the chair of a president, you must live above board. A president must mirror the moral rectitude of trust and transparency. To be called the president of a country is to be an approximation of the values that such a country stands for. Nigeria does not stand for forgeries and impersonation. It is therefore on this note that we yet again call on President Bola A. Tinubu to follow the example of Atiku Abubakar, to clear the air about the doubts and kurukere about his past, just as we have done, openly, publicly, and we took the pains to go to Lagos, his own Lagos, where he ruled and superintended and has been lord over for over 23 years. Since Lagos is his domain, we ask Bola A. Tinubu to boldly walk into Government College Lagos and make available to the world, just as we have done today, a copy of the 1970 certificate with which he sought admission into the Chicago State University. He may as well tell us the business center inside Oluwole Market in Lagos, where the document, the certificate was printed and given to Chicago State University, or where that certificate was gotten from, which was presented to the Independent National Electoral Commission. And if assuming the president is afraid to come out clean, because we can only assume at this point that Bola A. Tinubu has some skeleton in his closet or his cupboard, he should feel free to confide in us. You don't need to have over 2,000 media aides for you to do your job well. We are just 3 of us here, yet we went to Lagos, Tinubu's Lagos, to investigate and put to rest the issue of Atiku's affidavit, which was signed on a Saturday. We took it upon ourselves to say, look, we must come out clean. We cannot be on the same page with a certificate forger.
Of course, this press conference generated a lot of reactions. I'll just take only one, Ayo, before I come to you. This person is Oluchi. She wrote, Atiku's media team went for the jugular today in the press conference. It was a knockout punch on the APC. Too much pepper demo. I mean, for me, I think, Frank Shaibu really went for the jugular there. I mean, he hit all the right notes, and I think it was important that he said that, instead of going forward to block access to people knowing who you really are, just come out and talk about your identity, go to Lagos. Like he said, only 3 of them went to Lagos to find out, and to present these documents, if we can pull up those documents, those affidavits, to show that Atiku Abubakar is the same person as Sadiq Abubakar, because if you recall, Atiku Abubakar had written WAEC in the name of Sadiq Abubakar, and then they said because the affidavit was signed on a Saturday, it was forged, but they have, brought out these documents to show that those documents were also signed on Saturdays back in 1973. Ayo, your take?
Wow, okay. So first of all, I must say that the Kurukere was just so hilarious. But as that tweet had mentioned, absolutely true in terms of the fact that Frank Shai, when I was saying it, that he has earned his pay, and when he was speaking, that he gave a detailed response to what the APC had accused the Atiku Abubakar camp. But beyond the I won't call it mudslinging, but the back and forth between the parties. The matter is now in court. It's going to be heard today in court at the Supreme Court. So it's going to be decided in court who is lying, whose certificate is false, whose certificate was forged or not, if the evidence will be admitted in court. But one of the things I want to say is this. As a nation, as a people, we have to begin to evaluate where we are in terms of our morality and the kind of nation that we're building. Because what happens often is that someone accuses or makes an allegation that you forged a certificate, and your response, rather than going to present evidence that you didn't do it, to put paid to the insults and to this grave allegation, you then begin to say, you too, you forged certificates. So it's now a battle of whose sin is bigger, as opposed to saying that actually I didn't do what she was accusing me of doing. And that is what we have seen a number of times.
Yes.
And perhaps it's time to begin to elevate our consciousness at the kind of leaders that we have, whereby response to an allegation is not a counter allegation, or saying I'm justified in quote or implicitly making that statement, I'm justified because you too, your hands are not clean either. The question on ground that was asked, as was presented by Mr. Frank Shaibu, has not yet been addressed. Rather than spending so much energy and time focusing on the fact that, well, you are not clean as well, just tell us, give us the documents, give us the evidence. That's all Nigerians and, the Atiku Abubakar camp are asking for. Yeah. So for me, the lesson out of this is more about the fact that when we talk about, this person has done bad, there's a suspicion of this, like saying, OJ, you stole 10 naira, like, you stole, OJ, did you steal 10 naira? Or this outfit you're wearing, you stole it from whatever store you bought it.
Mine, no.
And you're like,
I'll give you the receipt, I'll show you the time, date.
Exactly. And so my first response, before saying that, you too, your yellow dress is also stolen, is to say that this is my receipt. Yeah. It is mine. That's all what we're asking for. Don't take people for granted. Don't abuse the intellect of Nigerians by saying that, so let's stop this counter. Anyways, they're in court now, which is the proper place to finally get justice. But beyond the court is, these things are easy. Right. We would have avoided all these processes. Absolutely. Show us evidence. That's all.
Rufai, really quickly, Frank Shaibu has asked Tinubu to, maybe seek advice from Atiku instead of hiring over 2,000 aides.
You see, one thing is clear and simple. May God remind us where the race started to beat us from. We have lost our bearing as a country. Nigeria has now become a country that is a circus, so much joke. The president of a country, his educational background is suspect. We are going to court to determine that. So what else do we even want to know again? And other people that bring up the matter, the bandwagon is quick to also now say, oh, you too, you have a skeleton in your cupboard. I don't support anybody. Anybody that has skeleton, they should be able to bring it out. But once the Atiku team has come out to the fore, the president too should be able to come out.
It would be nice to see, if you recall, Peter Obi had that same press conference stating the same thing. Just come out and
what is going on. But you see, we live in a world where some people are paid to gaslight Nigerians and to distract them. So please do not be distracted. And somebody gave an analogy. When you see people trying to turn the issue around and gaslight, just like how some people said public opinion does not count. Somebody gave an analogy, says, see, when another bird called, I think, a crow, comes on the back of the eagle to attack the eagle, you know what the eagle does? The eagle doesn't fight back. The eagle continues to fly at a higher altitude. So when it gets to that altitude, the owl doesn't have the capacity to get in oxygen to relate with the eagle at that point, so it dies off. Yeah. So once people start this gaslighting conversation, insist on the most important conversation, because the president is the president now.
Right.
So he needs to be able to tell us the truth. And don't waste your time replying to these gaslighting conversations. Right. Once it's been clarified, yes, like I said before, Atiku Abubakar and other candidates have a right to be able to respond to the man. Once they clarified, stop responding to people that try to gaslight, because distractors are trying to detract you away from the issue. Yeah. It doesn't stop the issue that it is sad for Nigeria that we have to go to court to even determine the certificate our president presented.
Country people, another word is again when not get break for road for Tinubu matter. When Atiku people take come out, content them, say how Atiku take go school for the beginning to the end. I bet my country people how we want to ask Tinubu to also come out, make people also know the school Kulukele when you go, make you also bring her come. And I hear wetin Rafael Victor say, this one wey court na you go call a talk, still talk put the school wey on our president still go, na court go come judge am for us. Person wey you go school, you no fit tell us the school wey you go, na court na you wan come tell us say, okay Oga Tinubu really go Chicago university or he go Lagos University. Which one of them make court na wan come decide for us? My country people who do all this way, may na judge this matter, because Atiku he know say he go school, how he take start am, how he take end am. He say no need to waste time, na make am bring her come, because they tell Oga Tinubu say, Oga Tinubu you no go school. Now Oga Tinubu do gurukele consult Atiku say, okay, the clothes wey you still buy go school, you no be the rate, you no be same school, no be that school you go. But they don't bring everything come for platform. They don't bring am for fry pan. Fry pan don't bring the smoke come out for Atiku home. How Oga Tinubu take bring it all come out? My country people na join for this matter, because this matter na the long one e long, wey no wan wear koi, e wan hold slippers for hand, make the truth for come out. All I know is Oga Tinubu be president, na so travel wey say want to develop our country, na we dey see. The plan wey he still get for us, when the campaign say wan bring hope come for her, the hope now we see dey look for dey go. So since Oga Tinubu enter power, wetin don change for this country, make her let us know, because me I never see wetin change yet. Na the same light wey e no dey, the same school wey e no dey, the same hospital wey e no dey, na the same road wey e no good, na you see dey today. Which of them wey Oga Tinubu do? Me na bring am come for platform, make everybody see the kurukele wey e do, wey we never hear. And as this one talk say, they go hear pen.